What is up, Cradix? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for July 24th through July 30th, 2025. So for new content, we have a brand new Cayo Perico adversary mode called Cayo Perico Motor Wars, which is really exciting, and it's basically a battle royale on Cayo, which is going to be a ton of fun for sure. And for those of you who complete a session of this new mode, you'll receive the gold gun necklace. Not to mention, for those of you wondering, we still don't have the Drift Walton out as of yet. As I was stating in the past, it's probably going to release with a Drift themed event, along with the Drift Tune upgrades for the 4 cars in the following weeks, or maybe even months, we just don't know. Anyway, the LS Carmi prize ride is the Sultan Classic. It's primarily based on the Subaru Impreza GT8, mixed with the Mitsubishi Evo 5, and has a normal price of about 1.7 million, and a trade price of just under 1.3 million. To get it for free this week, you have to get top 4 in an LS Carmate Series race for 4 days in a row. In regards to performance, Sim Sports class and is a top 20 performing car in that class for track performance, excluding HSW, which is insane considering how many quick cars there are in the sports class. Now, the top speed isn't the best, but the acceleration and handling is top notch, plus it has great customization. Now, the car itself is definitely worth trying to get, but the 4-day in a row requirement I think is a bit ridiculous. Continuing to the test ride vehicles, we have the Tulip, the Bullet, and the Varus, and all 3 of these are removed website vehicles. And for current gen console and PC enhanced users, we have the SE Rally as a HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Granger 3600 LX. It's primarily based on the 11th gen Chevy Suburban and has a normal price of $2 million and a trade price of $1.5 million. It's in the SUVs class and is a mid-tier performing vehicle in that class, which isn't very quick, but that's to be expected for a normal looking SUV like this. Now, it does offer a Monitech plus the armor as well, which is cool, and the interior is very similar to its real life counterpart, which is nice. So overall, this one is 100% worth trying to acquire off the podium this week in my opinion. In terms of the dealership cars this week, in luxury autos we have the Firebolt ASP and the Impaler LX. Continuing to Sibians, we have the Grotti GT500, the Hustler, the Blade, the JB700, and the Innovation, and all of these are removed website vehicles. Continuing to the discounts, starting off with the property discounts, we unfortunately don't have any on sale, which is a shame. However, we do have a ton of vehicles on sale, which Rockstar has been doing for the past few event weeks, so we have 12 vehicles total on sale. Starting off on the Legendary Motorsport website, we have 40% off the Stinger TT. So this one's in the sports class, and with HSW, it is a top 5 performing car for most tracks, but it is the second fastest car in the entire game for top speed, right behind the Banshee GTS with HSW. But the handling of this car isn't the best. It's pretty sketchy to drive, and the scaling of this car is a bit off, being a bit too big compared to other sports cars in the game. Honestly, I'm not too much of a fan of it overall, but I know there are a lot of players who do like the way it looks. Next up, we have 40% off the Vision, a top 20 performing car in the supercar class excluding HSW, which is pretty good. But honestly, I really wish, considering the race car build of this car, it would have had better handling to match its styling, but it has pretty average supercar handling, and the top speed sits around mid-tier, and the customization is pretty basic. But I will say the styling of this car is phenomenal. I think it's absolutely gorgeous with the McLaren P1 GTR and Ferrari's Esri concept influence that it has. At this price, I think it's a pretty good deal, honestly. Continuing, we have 40% off the Neon. So it's a top 40 performing sports car in that class, which doesn't really seem that great, but depending on the track, due to its insanely quick electric car acceleration, it can work its way into top 30 on some tracks. It's actually pretty fun to drive with the acceleration it has, but the customization is pretty average. Moving on to the Cerro San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Dominator GT. So this one's in the muscle car class and is the fastest non-HSW car in the class for track performance. It's very quick with a great top speed, sports car handling, and great customization. The only downside to this car is the fact that it's only available in a convertible, but other than that, I think this car is well worth it at this price. Next up, we have 40% off the Postlude. So this one's in the Coupes class and is the slowest performing car in that class for both track performance and top speed. This thing is very slow, but the customization and styling is great, and honestly, depending on if you like the styling of this one, it's not a bad deal. Moving along, we have 40% off the Vorschlag hammer. So this one's in the sedans class and is a top 10 performing car in the class, which is decent, but obviously far from the top 5 fastest. Now, obviously performance isn't everything, and this car has phenomenal styling and customization with great detail both inside and out. If you don't own one, I would definitely consider getting one this week. It's 100% worth it at this price. Onto the Warstock website, we have 40% off the Winky. Now, this is one of the slowest vehicles in the off-roads class, but honestly it doesn't matter. The styling and customization of this thing was just so well done by Rockstar. It's like having a museum piece in your garage. Rockstar put tons of detail into it when they made it, and I think it's well worth it at this price. Next up, we have 40% off the Volatile. So this is the second largest purchasable plane in GTA 5 Online, right behind the Alcanos, and you can see the size comparison here. Now, despite its massive size, it can only seat 4 players, which is pretty unfortunate. Now, it does have a few customization options and liveries, but the bombs are very weak, as I'm sure most of you know, and overall it's pretty useless. Continuing, we have 40% off the half track. So it's very slow with a top speed of only 58 miles per hour, so keep that in mind, but it does have some cool weapon upgrades. The front windshield is completely bulletproof, and it has good explosive armor, taking 27 homing missiles to blow up, so it's kind of like a tank, but keep in mind that the side windows are not bulletproof. Moving along, we have 40% off the anti-aircraft trailer. So this thing is a ton of fun to tow behind a Night Shark or Insurgent pickup custom and cause chaos with some friends and stuff, but it is pretty annoying that the gun upgrade is tied to the bunker research. And keep in mind that this thing does count as a personal vehicle, so if you want to tow up behind one of your custom personal vehicles, you unfortunately can't. You're going to have to borrow it from a friend. Next up, we have 40% off the Buzzard. Now, for me, it is showing free because it was a 2018 Christmas gift, but with the 40% off discount for most players, it is going to show you guys just over $1 million, which is pretty pricey, but having the CEO quick spawn from the Buzzard is pretty nice. And lastly, for Leadless Travel's website, we have 40% off the Bezra. So this one is the slowest of the 6 fighter jets, and it doesn't have any weapons, but it does look pretty cool and is nice to fly. Moving along to the gun van, with 5 weapons available this week and 50% off the service carbine. For the NRP on the versus mode top 1, 2, and 3, plus the adversary modes Turf Wars 1 and 7, Sumo 5 and 6, Come Out to Play 2 and 5, plus we have Triple Money NRP on buried stashes and treasure chests. For Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the new adversary mode, Cayo Perico Motor Wars. And for those of you who have GTA Plus, this new adversary mode will pay out 4 times money NRP. For the weekly challenge, if you complete 3 of the Safeguard armored truck deliveries, you receive a 100k bonus. For the FIB priority file gamma factory this week, it's going to be the black box file. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Drive business, these only change once per event week. We have the gangbang robbery with the FR36, the Duggan robbery with the Swinger, and the podium robbery with the Wagner, and none of them are claimable this week. Anyways, lastly for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Casino. I highly recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the Supercar Race Arms Race. And lastly, for current gen console and PC users, the HSW time trial is North Chumash. As always, HSW Hakuchu Dragon were the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Dominator GT. As I stated earlier, this thing is the king of the muscle car class, and when HSW is turned off, it has great customization and is super nice to drive, but the fact that it's only available in a convertible is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Honestly, I still think it's worth it overall. Anyways guys, overall this event week is definitely above average. The main highlight of course being the new Cayo Perico Motor Wars mode, with it being double money on top of that as well. A good variety of triple money opportunities, and 12 vehicles on sale, but there are no properties on sale, so that does ding it a bit. So factoring in everything, I'm going to give this week a solid 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anyways, again guys, thanks for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.